Have you heard the old saying, you must love yourself before you can love anyone else? People often share that as the ultimate friendship and relationship advice, but they don't provide any guidance on how to love yourself. It just leaves us feeling either defensive, like it was only our fault that our relationships and friendships failed, or it leaves us with more questions and answers. How do I love myself? What are the steps? Where do I get started? That's why I want to invite you to a 3-day virtual conference, Love Yourself First, How to Develop Supportive Friendships and Meaningful Relationships. For 3 days from February 10th to the 12th, join me and 5 other amazing coaches, experts, and professionals for this empowerment event. At this virtual conference, you'll learn the secrets to loving yourself so that you can create lasting connections that will enrich your life. Tickets are on sale now. If you use my promo code Patterns Special, you'll receive exclusive access to hidden special tickets. And these tickets are only available with my promo code. So get your tickets sooner rather than later. Also, because we know you'll want to share this love with a friend, if you buy 2 tickets in a single transaction, you'll receive a 50% discount on the second ticket. That's right, you'll receive half off the second ticket. So if your friendships and relationships are missing the joy, affection, and genuine conversation that you deeply desire, then you need to get your tickets for this 3-day Love Yourself First conference. Reserve your space by going to alwaysloveyourselffirst.eventbrite.com. And don't forget to use the promo code Patterns Special. Once again, get your tickets at alwaysloveyourselffirst.eventbrite.com. and use promo code Patterns Special to get your special promo tickets. I'll see you there. Hey, what's going on? My name is Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting friendships. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about a lousy friend. What is a lousy friend? Of course, you probably have 10,000 red flags that you could spot in a lousy friend. But my question for you and the focus of this episode is going to be on whether you can spot a lovely friend. Are you ready? Let's go. For so much of my life, I have been looking out for the other guy. The other guy. I had that implanted into me. Look out for the other guy. When I'm driving, don't worry about what I'm doing. Look out for the other guy. Because, I considered myself to be a safe driver. I considered myself to know what I want, know what my needs and desires were. And I generally thought that I was a kind and giving person. Now, as I look back on that, I have to laugh because, wow, I was not. I was probably the lousy friend that people needed to look out for. But I digress. I bring that up because when I talk about lousy friendships, a lot of people know what they look like. They believe they know what they look like. There's some red flags. Like, there's tons of red flags to look out for. There's all kinds of media content, social media content that will tell you need to look out for people who do this. Watch out for the narcissists. Watch out for the covert narcissists or the people pleasers or this or that, and put some people in boxes and say they're toxic. Watch out for these toxic relationships and friendships, these toxic traits. Look out, look out, look out, look out, look out. And that's all we're doing is spending our time and energy looking out for the thing that we don't want. Well, according to the law of attraction, that's something that I subscribe to. The law of attraction says that what you focus on is what you're going to get. Essentially, what you believe is what you will see a lot of. You'll see it. You continue to have that in your life. If you believe, or if you're looking for lousy friendships, you're going to find all kinds of signs of lousy friendships. Even if you're purpose or your intent is to look out for them, avoid them, all you are going to see is the lousy friendship. All you are going to see is the thing that you don't want to interact with. Yikes. But I think that we are conditioned to do that because I've always been conditioned to look out for the other guy. Look out for them. I'm fine. Look out for the other guy. And I'm here to say that while it is beneficial to know what you don't want, it is more powerful. It is more powerful to find, to have, to know what it is that you do want. It's what you do want in a friendship so that you can gravitate towards that. I imagine it's something like you're running through the forest away from some creepy guy or killer that's trying to chasing after you, and you're running away and it's all dark. Set the scene, a regular thriller movie, set the scene when you're running through the forest and you're huffing and puffing. You're like, what? No, they're going to get me. No. They're doing all that. You're doing all that and you're running and you keep looking back. You don't want to be caught, but you keep looking back at that person. You got to watch out for things that are in your way, though. Got to watch out for the twigs and the puddles because you're going to fall because you're not paying attention to the thing that you want, which is in front of you to escape. I draw that analogy because we do that when creating our friendships. We do that when we're trying to connect with people. We look far back at what we don't want, at what we're trying to get away from, in hopes that we'll run into something, the clearing, away from the whatever we're running away from, to safety, to what we do want. But if we aren't intentional, we might just run into a tree. We might just trip and fall. And dun dun dun, that's the end. That's the end. That's terrible, isn't it? But I want to encourage you to look for some green flags. This is what we call green flags in your friendships. And a lot of us haven't even thought to do this. I know this is true for me. I hadn't thought. I was so busy looking out for the other guy that I hadn't thought about what I really did want. And because I hadn't thought about what I really did want in my friendships, how I wanted people to behave and interact and socialize, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to talk about, how I wanted to feel in those relationships, I didn't know. So I settled. I kept looking out for the thing I didn't want and running right into the thing I didn't want. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. So what I want to ask you is, what I want to share with you is this idea to look out for what's important to you as far as what your needs are, as far as what you want to see in your life. Not what you don't want to see, but what you do want to see. Ask yourself some of these questions to get you closer to the kind of friendships that you want. What's important to you to talk about? What do you like to do? And when you're hanging out with somebody, what do you want them to do when you talk about something that's important to you? Certainly you don't want them to be like, that's so boring, and to change the subject. Look out for that. Maybe you want somebody to lean into you. You want somebody to lean in and listen and ask you questions. Look out for that. Look out for somebody who's going to do the thing that you want them to do and gravitate towards them. Okay? I'll be right back with the Answer Reddit friendship advice question. Stop wasting time with people you don't like, you can't trust, and you're not interested in. Join the Patterns of Possibility Discord server and start making real, meaningful friendships. This 21-year-old and up community is dedicated to practicing real friendship making skills. We provide a supportive, safe, and inclusive environment to discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of our friendships. Here's just a few perks from joining our flourishing community. One, the best one I think, is that you're going to get great tips on how to find friends, how to fight fair in friendships, and how to recover from these friendship breakups. I host weekly friendship events featuring real friendship issues and resolutions. It's almost like free group coaching. And this is a two-way conversation. You are going to share your experiences with other group members, and they will share their experiences with you. You want to be connected and practice these friendship making skills. The whole purpose of the server is for you to come here, practice these wonderful friendship making skills, and take them out into the real world, see what happens, and then come back to us in the server and talk about your successes and your failures, what you could do differently so that you can try again. Let's support each other so we can find real, meaningful friendships. If you're interested, you can apply at my website, patternsofpossibility.com/Discord sign up. And I said apply because we appreciate quality over quantity, and we request that all newcomers go through a little screening process before they're allowed on the server. So if you're interested in joining a supportive, safe, and inclusive environment that helps you make genuine, lasting friendships, then you need to check out the Patterns of Possibility Discord server. You can sign up at patternsofpossibility.com/Discord sign up. My friend intentionally annoys me. I have a friend. I would consider him one of my best friends. But every time we hang out, he intentionally annoys me. He'll make a noise repeatedly when watching movies, nitpick, intentionally misunderstand me over and over. And last time we hung out, I was looking for my wallet and he hid it for 5 minutes. I get annoyed easily, and he does all of this shit that bothers me until I lash out. I've asked him to stop this and he said, okay. And when I asked him to promise not to do it anymore, he said he couldn't promise. He proceeded to do it again. What should I do? Of course, I picked this letter because it's a great example of what a lousy friend is. And they're not lousy because they are, doing things that like their behavior isn't lousy. I mean, it's lousy for the person who wrote this because the person who wrote this doesn't like the behavior. They're just mismatched. They're mismatched. So this other person is a complete prankster and he just wants to annoy and frustrate people. He just wants to annoy and frustrate his friend. From his friend's point of view, that's what's happening. But for another person, this guy could be a riot. It could be hilarious and fun and exciting and entertaining. They're just mismatched. They're just mismatched. So, of course, in the eyes of the poster, the eyes of the person who wrote this, they are a lousy friend because they're not doing the things that they want them to do. They don't feel heard, understood, and accepted. They feel picked on, belittled, and frustrated when they're together. And if you know what kind of green flags you're looking for, if you know what you want in a friendship, you would not create this kind of friendship. No matter what the time was that you spent together, no matter how long you've known each other, you would make an effort to let go. Because every single time you're with this person, you're angry and you're frustrated or you're on edge, wondering what they're going to do next. You can't enjoy yourself. You can't be having fun around them because they're going to do things at your expense. They're going to make you angry. They're going to pick and intentionally annoy you to make you angry. And so what I always talk about in these comments or responses is that you need to control yourself. The poster, the person who wrote this. The only thing you can do is control how you respond to this and what you do in this situation. It would be nice if your friend behaved the way you want them to, but I want you to get clear in your mind that it is not possible to change a person. It's not possible. They change on their own. What we do as friends, what we do for them as friends is help them get better with interacting with people or learning more about themselves by telling them about the experiences that we have with them. And then responding with our own truth. And what I mean by that is sharing your own experiences with them. Tell them how their behavior has impacted you. It's not that you yell at them and you curse them out and you tell them that they need to be different, because we don't like that. As humans, people, we do not like being told that we need to change. What we're going to do is buck right back against you and go full force in the opposite direction. Don't tell me that I need to change. What you want to do is tell them how you have been impacted by their behavior. When you hide my wallet, I get really frustrated because I've asked you not to do that, and I don't want to hang out with you. Make sure that they know that, because it just seemed like it's a game to them. You're going to get mad, they're going to laugh, and you'll kick it once again. Like a couple of hours or days later, after you calm down, you'll have fun again, and they'll annoy you. It's part of the pattern of your friendship. And they'll annoy you. They'll do whatever it is that frustrates you, and you tell them, well, you need to stop this. You need to be my friend. You need to stop this. And then maybe you don't talk to each other for a while, and then you might miss him. You're like, well, it wasn't a bad guy. It's my best friend. And you reach out to him. You hang out again, and it's an invitation to annoy you, because nothing has changed. The pattern will continue because nothing has changed. We have not told him exactly what it is that has impacted you, and you have not made an effort to change anything, like deliver a consequence. You yelling at them or you telling them they need to change or making them promise to do something is part of this old pattern that doesn't work. You get mad, but you still hang out with them. What you want to do, if you want to heal this relationship, is be very, very, very clear about how you feel when they do something that annoys you. It's not telling them that they need to do something else. You just tell them your side, your picture, what has impacted you and how you feel and why you feel that way. And give them, I don't want to say consequences, but explain what you will do if the behavior continues. Explain how you will handle yourself and your own body. Now, what I mean is not that you're going to beat them up. Don't yell at them. Don't curse them out. Don't explain that, well, if you don't stop hiding my wallet, I'm going to kick your ass. No, no. That is part of the pattern where you get mad and you take your frustrations out of them, and you get mad and you hang, after the anger is over, you hang out again. As part of the pattern, you want to break that by telling them, look, I don't like this. If you do it again, I'm leaving, and I won't call you, and I won't hang out with you. And do it. Do that. Do it. Don't hang out with them. This is the part of the pattern. This is the part of the experience where you start to find yourself alone. I mean, this is hard. This is what I'm here for as a coach. This is hard because this guy is your best friend, but he annoys the heck out of you. So what are the green flags? What do you want? You have to spend time alone to figure that out. What it is that you want to have in your friendships. Get away from this person who constantly annoys you and frustrates you, and spend some time alone and decide what you want. And it's honestly not enough to just say, I don't want a friend who annoys me. You have to look for the green flags, the actual behavior that you want to gravitate towards. So when watching movies, for example, you like watching movies. You watch a movie, how do you want your friend to behave? What kind of movies do you want to watch together? Like, after the movie is over, what are you going to talk about? Do you want to talk about, are they so into the movie that they talk about the characters, or do they talk about the behind the scenes pieces of it? Do they give you stats on movies? Are they that into it that you talk about those kind of things? How do you want to feel when you're around that person? Those are the green flags. Those are the green flags. It is not enough to say, watch out for the other guy. watch out for this behavior with that other person. It's not enough to do that. You really want to lean into exactly what behaviors that you want and be able to describe them. That's what we do. That's how you make close friendships. It only comes from you spending the time alone, though. It's like the hardest part of it. But like I said, that's what I'm here for as a friendship coach. Help you discover more about what it is that you're looking for in friends so that you can go find it and not backslide into what you didn't want just because you're lonely. Hey, thanks so much for asking your question. I know that you didn't ask me to answer it, but I did, and I hope that it helps. Best of luck to you. Take care. Do you feel like you've outgrown your friends and want to find new ones? Do you want to talk about why your friends suddenly stopped trying to hang out with you? Are you facing a friendship breakup and you feel alone and you need some support? Well, I can help. My name's Coach Lee. I'm a friendship coach and I help people make lasting friendships. I'm currently running a New Year, New You special. If you want to make a change in your friendships but you don't know where to start, I've got you. This special is 60% off my regular 60-minute coaching sessions. That's more than half off of the regular coaching sessions. For 60 minutes, I ask that you bring an open mind and honesty to our conversation, and I will provide you with a safe space where you can share your feelings. You will be heard and validated. However, I want to let you know that this is not a venting session. I wouldn't be doing my job as a coach if I didn't provide you with the insight and empowerment that you were paying me for. This call is for you if you suddenly had a shift in your friendships and need help figuring out why. This call is for you if you feel uncomfortable talking to your friends right now about something that's happened in your friendship. This call is for you if you want to stop feeling like you're less than and build supportive, meaningful friendships. Go to patternsofpossibility.com to find that New Year, New You special and book your call today. Better hurry because the offer ends on January 31st. My name is Coach Lee Hopkins, and you have been listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. You can find me at patternsofpossibility.com and on all social media at Patterns of Possibility. And as always, I want to encourage you to be yourself, live your truth, and there you'll make lasting friendships.